Okay, let's jump right into this explainer. We're going to uncover the biological secret to why we age, and, more importantly, how we can literally stop our bodies from rusting from the inside out. You see some people well into their 60s, 70s, just radiating vibrant energy, right? While others are just constantly battling fatigue. Well, it's not just good genes or a lucky roll of the dice. There's a microscopic battle happening inside all 37 trillion of your cells right now. So today, we're unpacking the science of how you can actually transform your gut into a youth-preserving engine.
We've got a fantastic roadmap for this explainer. We'll look at the root cause of aging, dive into the gut-hydrogen connection, explore some really practical diet hacks for youth, and wrap up with daily habits to reverse aging.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, the cause of aging and the cellular rust. We usually think of aging as just the passing of time, right? Just an inevitable ticking clock. But what if I told you it's actually a physical-chemical reaction happening to your cells, and you have about 37 trillion of them? As we get older, these individual cells start losing their energy, their momentum. Medical science has debated the primary triggers for a long time, but the research we're looking at today points to one incredibly clear culprit. It's not just time passing, it's a very specific type of wear and tear.
And that brings us to our main villain for today, active oxygen. When active oxygen builds up, it quite literally rusts your cells from the inside out. It's exactly like leaving a piece of iron out in the rain. Managing this biological rust is absolutely crucial if you want a vibrant life, especially once we hit our 50s and 60s and our natural defenses start to drop. Essentially, whether your life is slowed down by fatigue or energized by health really comes down to whether you let your cells rust or if you actively polish that rust away.
So where does all this rust actually come from? Let's move to Section 2, the gut-hydrogen connection.
I want you to think of your gut as an engine. When your gut environment is bad, maybe from overeating, stress, or just a poor diet, harmful bacteria start rapidly pumping out toxic exhaust, things like ammonia and indole. And to neutralize those toxins, your body actually sends in active oxygen. But if the toxins just keep coming, the active oxygen multiplies out of control. It damages your intestinal walls, leaks straight into your bloodstream, and boom, it's rusting your entire body. On the flip side, a good gut environment is like a beautiful, serene garden. Feed it right and it produces short-chain fatty acids, and this is the amazing part, sweet rust-neutralizing hydrogen. Hydrogen is the lightest gas on Earth, and it instantly neutralizes even the absolute worst forms of active oxygen. So a healthy gut is literally a hydrogen-producing, anti-aging factory.
Now, what's really fascinating here is that the vast majority of the hydrogen we need isn't actually made by the classic good bacteria. No. A staggering 90% of our gut's hydrogen is produced by the massive opportunistic bacteria group, specifically Firmicutes and Bacteroidetes. These guys are basically fence-sitters. They side with whichever team is winning. So if you're eating tons of sugar and junk, they act like bad bacteria. But if you feed them the right things, they turn into your greatest anti-aging allies, just pumping out hydrogen to scrub away all that cellular rust.
So, how exactly do we feed those opportunistic little allies? Let's get into Section 3, diet hacks for youth.
Okay, the absolute best way to farm hydrogen in your body is a specific combo: water-soluble dietary fibers mixed with vinegar. Water-soluble fiber, which you can get from mushrooms, seaweed, yams, garlic, it ferments beautifully in the gut. It's basically a feast for those opportunistic bacteria. As they digest it, they produce short-chain fatty acids, and as a byproduct, they release that precious rust-busting hydrogen. And here's a massive super hack for you: adding vinegar. Vinegar is a dietary acid, similar to what your gut already produces, and it supercharges this whole process. So doing something as simple as swapping the usual soy sauce in a dish like natto for a splash of vinegar, that is an incredible, scientifically backed way to keep your cells youthful. Oh, and a quick side note. While you definitely want to limit sugars because they feed the bad bacteria, you can absolutely still enjoy meat to keep your protein levels up.
Now, to give your cells some extra armor against that rust, you also want to look at the ACE vitamins and phytochemicals. Vitamins A, C, and E, which are in everyday foods like carrots, lemons, and pumpkin, are literally the aces of your antioxidant defense. They protect your cell membranes and catch active oxygen before it does any damage. But let's talk about phytochemicals for a second. Plants produce these compounds to protect themselves from harsh UV rays and bugs. There are over 10,000 types. We're talking polyphenols in red wine, catechins in green tea, but you don't need to memorize them. The secret is color. You can get these potent rust blockers just by making sure your plate is beautifully colorful and vibrant. Literally, a rainbow on your plate means a powerful shield for your cells.
Let's move into our final pillar. Section 4, habits to reverse aging.
We have to talk about stress, because stress is a massive catalyst for active oxygen. Every time you feel anxious or frustrated, your nervous system gets totally thrown off balance. And if you take that stress to bed with you, it multiplies the rust in your body overnight. No thank you. To stop this, try keeping a handwritten 3-line diary right before bed. It's super simple. Step 1, write down the worst thing that happened today. Just acknowledge the frustration. Step 2, write down the best thing that happened. This shifts you to gratitude. And step 3, write down one simple goal for tomorrow. Doing this beautifully resets your nervous system. It clears away the day's toxic stress and stops the biological rust dead in its tracks while you sleep.
This quote hits hard. Take off your armor and turn your weaknesses and aging into laughter. We can be so stubborn as we age. We want to be completely self-sufficient. We hate showing any weakness. But hiding our struggles and constantly acting tough, it spikes our stress hormone, cortisol. And cortisol actually constricts your blood vessels, literally suffocating your cells of oxygen. When the blood finally rushes back, it generates these massive waves of active oxygen. So taking a gentler approach, asking for help, leaning on friends, and honestly just using a little humor about your own aging or mistakes is so much more than just a mood booster. It's actually a potent biological anti-aging tool. Just drop the armor. Laughing at yourself literally keeps your blood flowing smoothly and keeps your cells rust-free. Another super crucial point is this magical 1-to-2 ratio for your breathing. We breathe about 20,000 times a day, and unfortunately, 2 to 3% of the oxygen we take in naturally turns into active oxygen. If you're taking short, shallow, panicked breaths, you restrict oxygen to your cells and crank up that rust production. But you can consciously control this. Try this. Inhale deeply through your nose for 1 count, and then exhale slowly for 2 counts. That 1-to-2 ratio instantly switches your autonomic nervous system into a relaxed, healing state. It drastically reduces active oxygen production in real time. From optimizing your gut bacteria with the right foods to simply breathing a little slower, the power to literally de-rust your body is entirely in your hands. I really hope this explainer empowers you to take control of your cellular health starting right now, because your body is totally ready to heal itself if you just give it the right tools. So, take a moment to think about your next meal. What colorful foods will you eat today to water your inner hydrogen garden and stop your cells from rusting? Keep learning, keep thriving, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.